Good morning, good morning. How you guys doing today? Glad to be with you this morning and have you join me on this examination of the data that came out today, and we'll take a look at the market's reaction and see why it's doing what it's doing and what is about to likely take place. So this morning we had a data release. Let me just show that to you guys. Major data release. Okay, and let me just close off a couple things here. Boom. All right. So here's the data that came out this morning. And so red all across the board, pretty much, except for CPI SA. I'm not sure what that is. Let me see. United States CPI SA. Looks like that's strange. I don't know. If you guys know what that is, let me know. It doesn't really... CPI seasonally adjusted. Okay, seasonally adjusted. Anyways, bottom line is mostly negative, okay? Which is why the Euro Aussie is rallying right now. But let's keep in mind something important. Let's take a look at the positions. Remember, leading up to this moment, we were talking about the positions held by retail traders and how they weren't high enough, right? They weren't aggressive enough for a massive drop to take place. We looked at the historical positioning from retail traders, and we saw that the numbers weren't big enough. So let's take a look at what they're at now. Let's just drag this over here. There we go. There we go. All right, so what are we at now? Let's look at the Aussie. Okay. All right, so now they're creeping up higher. Slowly higher. Look at where we were just recently, okay? This is the beginning of May. They're up at 16,000 short. Right now, we're only at 6,000, 6.6 actually. Last time I recorded positions, this is what it was, 81% short and 6K, okay, in lots. So, not really aggressive. Not what we would want to see in terms of a big drop. Let's look at the last time, okay? Last time there was a big drop in price. That was back on April 10th. So if we go to the data and we look at April 10th, let's see, shorts were what? What were they at? 6.2, actually the same. But it was the moment before that, April 4th, where we saw a massive increase, 11,000. Okay, April 4th, 11,000, right here. Right here. That spot right here. Okay? So they unloaded some, then they added some back in, and then that's when the bigger drop took place. So, you know, at this point, at this area here, when we entered into this short position, the shorts weren't very aggressive at that point. Okay? They've been getting a little bit more aggressive, which is a good sign. We'll see if they continue to add to their shorts. I suspect that, you know, and this is what I was laying out to you guys before, was that the banks were going to lure retail traders into accumulating a massive or a much larger short position because positions weren't aggressive enough. Let's look at the euro, okay? Remember I was talking about how over 25,000, you know, the much larger drops, they were over 50,000. And recently we got to the 25,000 mark, but we didn't get a large drop to the downside. So retail traders offloaded their shorts all throughout here. Okay, as price did a slight decline, they offloaded their shorts. They started to get into longs, but then they offloaded those. And now we're seeing a steady increase in short positions as price is rallying. So, I mean, for me, this looks like a setup for a drop. If we look at the euro US dollar, we have a big emotional spike up. Okay, we talk about this in the school, and we talk about the reasons for this and how we deal with this and all that stuff. But what we're seeing right now is a big aggressive move right into where? A supply area. Okay, this is an institutional supply area. This is one of the spots that the banks were selling aggressively the euro US dollar. It caused price to go from the 108s down to the 106s, this area. This was a very super aggressive move to the downside. So the data was just released. There's going to be emotional trading. There's going to be a lot of people coming in and out of the markets. The thing is, watch to see where it's moving into and just be calm, okay? Don't let yourself be triggered by these events. Retail traders are being triggered. We should not be triggered by these events. Let it move. See where it goes to. Watch as it settles down. After it settles down, you'll see exactly what's taking place. From what I'm seeing, supply is coming into play right now, and the pressure is going to be to the downside. Okay? So today is Wednesday. It'll settle down here, you know, and then eventually red candles. That's what I see. Why do I see it that way? Well, because supply is in play. At the end of the day, a supply zone is what is being contacted, okay? And earlier I posted in the Telegram channel a look at the S&P and correlated it to the euro. And I want you to take a look in case you guys didn't see that. Oh, what did I correlate this to? Let's do this again. Okay, have a look at this. Euro US dollar. What is going on here? This is not what I came up with. This is not what I saw 2 minutes ago. I had this. Let's check it again. Euro US dollar. Apply. Oh. All right. Well, negative correlation. Entering into negative correlation. That's not what I got when I printed this out. Strange. Very strange. What am I missing here? Oh, that's why. Hello. Hello. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Daily chart, my friends. Daily chart. Correlation. Take a look, okay? There we go. So on the daily chart, okay? I thought I closed that. Let's try this again. There we go. So on the daily chart, okay, I wanted to show what happened since this drop in price, okay? The market was all up, nice and fancy, beautiful, until that point. Then it dropped. This is what's been happening since that drop, okay? It's been positively correlated with the euro. And so what do we have with the S&P right now? It's inside a supply zone. What do we have with the euro US dollar? It's inside a supply zone. So the fact that they're both inside of a supply zone and the correlation is 0.91 out of 1, which is, you know, almost like it's moving exactly in line with each other. The odds are price is going to drop, okay? Do I know for a fact it's going to drop? No, but you can't know anything for a fact. What I do know is that a supply zone is in play on the S&P and supply is in play on the euro, okay? Period. So I have to go with that. Now, I am not a huge fan. I'll say this right now. I'm not a huge fan of this price action heading upwards into a supply zone. I'm not a big fan of it. In fact, my experience has told me that when I see this type of price action creeping into a supply, typically the supply zones are taken out and price continues higher. That's typically what happens. So is that going to happen here? I don't know. But, you know, it's something to be watchful of. So we'll see how this plays out. The S&P zone can be taken out as well. We could have it taken out, and then at these highs we could see 50,000 euro shorts, and then they can drop it inside institutional buying, and then they can push it back up. That is possible. That is very possible. You know, when you look at this price action and you look at the fact that supply is in play, and we still haven't reached the high amount of short positions that we have seen in the past before, you know, bigger moves, that could be what's playing out right now. So, I mean, I've had my eyes on shorting the euro for some time now, but I have yet to pull the trigger on it because the signal hasn't been presented. Okay, so I'm holding myself back from trading the euro because simply the signal's not there to trade the euro short. Now I opened up a excuse me, I opened up an Aussie US dollar short, and it may have been premature, but hey, you know, we'll see how this plays out. The fact was retail traders were aggressively short. Remember, 86, 91, 92. Just the volume wasn't there. The volume wasn't there. And that's why we're getting this additional move to the upside. Okay. On the daily chart, we are hitting supply right here. Okay. As you can see, it just tapped into supply. So, Euro's hitting supply, S&P's hitting supply, Aussie's hitting supply. Are they going to use the supply to drop price, or are they going to continue to push price up and remove supply zones for eventually a higher move to the upside? It's possible either or, okay? So we're just going to sit back and wait to see how this plays out. And then when we get the signals, we'll pull the trigger on it. Yeah, seasonally adjusted. Thank you. One of you discovered what it was, all right? Okay, so that's the data. Negative, negative, negative for the US dollar, which means they got a lot of people to buy and push this market up. But those that were already situated short, what they're doing now is adding to a losing trade as price is going up against them. They've been doing that for some time now. So it keeps on going higher. They keep on adding to the shorts. Here, listen. If price is going against you on a trade and you don't know why, you should never add to your trade. Never add to a losing trade if you don't understand why it's going against you. If you understand why it's going against you and everything is pointing, all the evidence that you are gathering is pointing to a drop about to take place, then okay, add to your position. But you always have to understand that, you know, when you add to your position, you're adding risk. Always keep that in mind. If you're going to be adding or opening multiple positions, make sure your first one is very small risk so that when you add the other ones, your total risk is not going to be huge. But most traders don't think that way. Most traders are just adding big size. These martingale strategies and all this nonsense. It's crazy. It's crazy. I've seen what people do. It's just, I could never do that. I could never ever trade like that. I would be a nervous wreck all the time with such large positions. So, so they came out with negative all across the board. Very bullish, right? Very bullish for the Euro, Aussie. And so we'll see how this plays out, okay? So just be patient and let things play out and see how things end up, okay? I see supply in play. I think the odds are price continues to the downside. All right, ladies and gents, that's it. Thank you for waiting around. I was a little bit late. I have a contractor coming to my house first thing this morning and interrupted my morning, which was fine, but I had to focus on giving him instructions and stuff like that, which made me a little bit late. So I appreciate you guys waiting around. All right, so that's it, guys. Euro US dollar short signal hasn't happened yet. Aussie, it still may play out. I entered into my short. I think I got stepped out because I had my stop above. I'll have to double check. I think it was just above where price went up, so I might be still okay. But in terms of an official short signal on the Euro US dollar, hasn't happened yet, okay? And when it does happen, I'll post it for members. And eventually when price is playing out, I'll let you guys know about how I got in and all that stuff, right? Not too many details because I'll keep that for members. All right, that's it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for joining me again, and we will talk to you later. All right, have a good night, good day, good afternoon, and good morning.